What's good, y'all? It's good. Welcome back to the channel. How y'all doing? I wanted to check on y'all, tap in, see how y'all was doing. So much shit been going on. Everything been popping off. You heard? It's been a lot of shit going on. But one reason why I have not been giving y'all videos the way that I had been before is because I just had a lot going on, and when I'm not settled in my mind, I really don't know what to give y'all videos on. And what's the trippy part about it is when they say the enemy will come, kill, steal, and destroy, that is so true. Stay grounded and stay affirmed in what you believe, because 9 times out of 10, when you really are intuitive or you tapped in, what you hear is what you're supposed to be giving other people. It's crazy, because I was driving, I think it was yesterday, down the freeway, and I heard my dad. Well, I talked to him first. However it went, I said something to him, and I heard him say, "You're going to be okay." Actually, I was on a prayer line, and I was thanking my ancestors, thanking my family members that came before me. And I was like, "Thank you, Dad." And I said something to my brother. Then I heard "pay attention." And right when I heard "pay attention," it was a car coming so fast it almost cut me off. So when I tell y'all the spirit, the way it works, just talk to those that have come before you. Say things. What you hear is really the spirit. You know what I'm saying? We got to quit doubting ourselves, because it's a reason why, we give different things to people, or it's a reason why you feel a certain way. It's a reason why you connected to certain things. We may not understand it all, but we'll get it, The trip part about me being connected to a lot of these rap people, or, things in the industry, is that me and my family, we have always been around music. We always been around people, in the industry. My mother and my aunt, they really loved certain musicians. And then me and my cousins, we picked up on, kind of loving music. And by them being around different people, we like, okay, we can be around different people. And then when we was around those people, we didn't treat those people like they were stars. We just, treated them like they were regular people. We just talked to them because they are regular people. You know what I'm saying? They know no different than us. So I've always loved music, because music has always been ingrained in me. But I've always heard things too in the spirit. Now, why do I get things that's going on with the different rappers? I don't know, but I've always heard in my mind, you know what you know. So we just gonna go with that, right? So I'm just saying this to say, it's so easy to second guess yourself. It's so easy to second guess what you feel that you intuitively get. And remember, I told y'all, I'm not no psychic. I'm not a psychic. I've always been in tune with spirit. And so because people are so visual, that's when I started pulling the cards, and the cards would align with what I was getting in my mind. And that's when I just told the story. And most of the videos that when I started this channel, they were on King Von, because at that time he was really heavy on my spirit. But Von was not the first person that I felt his story or their story. I felt Nipsey Hussle's story. I even have felt something about XXXTentacion. It's different. I felt something right then. It's different people that I just picked up intuitively what was going on with them. And I don't know if Von just needed somebody or needed people to get him, because I believe he was in the darkness, to get him to the light. And those people that picked up on his energy, he could tune into them. You know, that's just the way I picked it up. And a lot of times, I get stuff for people that's in my life, you know, that's my friends or however. And I'll tell them something, and it'll happen. I remember this guy I used to date, he like, Tanya, you a witch. He was like, no, Tanya, you blessed by God. Because I don't know, I would just say something, how I felt, or something in my mind would come up. And they'll look at me like I'm crazy. Next thing you know, something, you know, go on. I remember when my son, remember I told y'all that my son got shot. And when he was a teenager, I would pick up certain things before he would go out. And it's crazy because I'll be sitting on my bed. And I remember one time I was sitting on my bed, and this was like around my birthday. In Parrish, we live in Detroit, and we live right on the border of 8 Mile, and then on the other side is Southfield, which is a suburb. And this particular summer, the Southfield police just kept coming over where we stay at, which we were right there off of 8 Mile, like a block off 8 Mile, and it kept messing with Parrish. And I was in my bed, and I got up because I heard something in my mind, and I went and told Parrish, because the police had been pulling him over all summer. I said, Parrish, the next time the police pull you over, don't say nothing. Because I know he would get upset. I said, don't say anything. Just let me come and get you. And he looked at me. I said, Parrish, when the police pull you over, whatever they do or say, I said, don't say nothing. Just let me come and get you. Now, he used to me getting up, saying stuff to him, so he just said, okay. It wasn't, I don't think, 2 days later, one of my girlfriends came to pick me up and took me out for lunch. And while we out for lunch, somebody called me on the phone, said the Southfield police just came and picked up Parrish. They arrested him, blah, blah, blah. My heart just dropped. I'm like, what happened? I get, finally, when we get to the house, however, at this time, my dad, because I went back home, I lived with my dad at the time, me and my son. He wasn't telling the story straight. Parrish at the police station, blah, blah, blah. So we go out there, pick Parrish up. So finally I get the bill. I paid for the bill, get Parrish out of jail. I said, Parrish, what happened? He said, Mama, I didn't say nothing. I said, well, what happened, Parrish? He said, they followed me home. I pulled up in the driveway. The police just came and yanked me out the car. Papa started screaming and hollering. And they just took me in, threw me in the car. I seen this before it happened. I knew it was coming. He said, Mama, I didn't say nothing. Papa said it. I went back home like, oh my dad, like they could have killed Parrish. Like, what was you thinking? He had been drinking, screaming and hollering, and thank God it's before they just start shooting people, you know. But yeah, that's not the first time I told my son something. I remember one time, Parrish, I don't know what happened, but he hadn't been going out like a lot. Usually Parrish would go to only certain friends' houses because he grew up around a certain group of friends. And something had happened where Parrish was just really in the house. So all of a sudden, you know, he got up and he went to go visit his friends, which I'm like, good, you know, he out the house. And he would go to these friends' house. I don't know what they do. I know they probably was smoking weed and whatever else, drinking, playing. I mean, I don't think drinking. Maybe later, but playing cards, you know, doing stuff that kids do. But I know they smoke weed. So he had came back. They used to play basketball. I don't know if y'all familiar. We from Detroit, the Pistons. Joe Dumars had this place called the Joe Dumars house. It was like midnight basketball, and they would go and play basketball or whatever. And he was like, "Mama," he came back like, I said, he ran through my room like, "Where you about to go?" He said, "We about to go play basketball." So I ain't think nothing of it. The message came in my head so fast that I could barely get it out. Cause he went in his room, got the stuff that he needed to get. And when he ran back through my room, I'm like, Parrish. He's like, what? I'm like, Parrish, don't take nothing stealable. He looked at me. I'm like, don't take nothing that people might want to steal. I'm like, just don't take nothing. He was like, all right. He ran out the door. When I tell y'all, it wasn't 10 minutes later. That boy came booming on the back door. I'm like, what the fuck? I get up. He done got robbed at gunpoint. 2 blocks down the street. 3 niggas jumps out of a minivan and takes his Air Max, take his iPhone, took his gym bag or whatever. He had on, at the time in Detroit, they would wear jogging pants, but up underneath their jogging pants, they would have their blue jeans on. So he had his money and his wallet and stuff underneath the blue jeans. Parrish so pissed off, he runs past me to try to go get the gun. We had like a shotgun or something. I'm